Hey gamers, it's been so long since I talked about my beloved Spectrum, and I love this system so much. It was my first gaming machine and I still love and play in this system today. Initially I was going to review Bubble Bobble, but I already talked so many times about that game that I decided to talk about Raven Islands instead. I don't think it's possible, but for those who don't know the background of this game, this is the sequel of Bubble Bobble. And as many you possibly already know, Boob and Bob are actually humans that have been transformed into dragons by an evil sorcerer. And in the end of the first game, they return to their humans form. So in this second game, they set out in the new quest to rescue their friends and family from the evil Prince of Darkness. No, not that one. The one that caused all the trouble in the first place. Each island is divided into a number of different stages, with many enemies. Contrary to Bubble Bobble, we no longer play in the static screen. Now you must climb until we reach the top of each level. We no longer trap enemies into bubbles, because now we can create special ravens that will eliminate enemies. And the ravens are not just a weapon, because we can walk over them to climb up the level. A little like it was in Bubble Bobble, where we can jump at the bubbles to reach higher platforms. And just like bubbles, ravens are very fragile, and they are always breaking, and we are constantly falling. But that's the part of the difficulty, and I don't have a reason to complain about that. Just like Bubble Bobble, we have to hurry up to finish each level, because even though this time we don't have any invincible enemy trying to catch us, the water level rises. The main objective to each level is to collect a full set of Raven gems before we face the island boss. So contrary to the first game, that we only have one boss, this time we have 7 bosses to defeat. The graphics obvious are not as good as the arcade version, but are very colorful. Our characters and the enemies are all very well designed. The vertical scrolling in this game is quite smooth, and I didn't feel like the game was damaged in any way. The difficulty is on point, and I didn't find this game to be too easy or too hard. In my opinion, the Spectrum version is a masterful conversion. The mechanisms of the arcade version make it through into the Spectrum. I was also pleased to see that most of the power-ups from the arcade version are also in this conversion. We can pick up speed boots to make us go faster, bombs that kill everything on the screen. We can also update our ravens to shoot 2 and 3 at the same time, which is very useful not only to kill enemies but also to climb faster, among other power-ups and items that give us extra points. Contrary to the 48K version, the 128K have excellent in-game music and effects. Yet this conversion have some little fails. For example, I noticed that contrary to the arcade version, the game had a tendency to forget about enemies when they drop out of the bottom of the screen, and sometimes they vanish. It's not that relevant, but I thought I should mention. The only really complaint that I have about the game, at least the versions I played, is that we don't have the option to define keys, and I had sometimes to get used to the keys that are pre-defined. By the way, this video that you are seeing is me playing, and I'm going to be honest. I'm playing in the emulator because I don't have this game. So, my final thoughts. Although in my opinion, this Raven Island is not as good as Bubble Bobble, it is still one of the best arcade conversions that we can find in our beloved Spectrum. And also, despite the fact that, unlike Bubble Bobble, it is not among my 10 favorite games in the system, it's almost there. And overall, again in my opinion, with the Spectrum hardware limitations, I think would be almost impossible to do better. But as always, Ocean never fails and presents us another outstanding arcade conversion. So, how about you gamers? Do you also play and enjoy this game and this version? Please let me know in the comments. As always, I hope you like this video and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.